I think we all know Egypt and Asia Minor are some of the best provinces in the game. But what about the rest? Let's find out today in this final part of our economy guide. All provinces are ranked on how well they can pull off the setup we have covered throughout this series. And with that said, let's begin. Starting with F tier, pretty much all of Iberia apart from the Hispania province are considered F tier. It really sets a bad standing for the Iberian tribes, but they have other options to go for. Caledonia all the way to the north is also considered F tier. Same goes for Belgae territory along with the two Germania provinces, that being Germania Minor and Germania Magna. Latium itself is basically surrounded by failure. We have Cisalpine Magna Graecia, Corsica and Sardinia, Illyria and Pannonia, all in F tier. This is really tragic. Thankfully Latium itself is the counterweight to all of this. And most of all the provinces touching the Black Sea, they aren't fit for economy either. The Sarmatia, Bosporus, they're simply not good enough. Nabatea too actually, they just don't have anything good compared to the rest. And the last few are kinda expected, that is Phasania, Palmyra, Parsa and Carmania, who actually have two very bad wonders. And then also the southern steppes. Basically all of these provinces, they don't have anything important going for them in terms of a commerce economy. Most likely it's because of their resources or because they don't have enough regions in their entire province. Moving over to D tier now, we start all the way out in the east actually, with Transoxania, ruled by the Bactrians from the beginning of the game. It is alright, but simply not good enough. Same for Arabia Magna, which is pretty much expected for the most people as it is kind of in a big massive desert. Same for Galatia and Cappadocia, and it actually has 4 regions. Same for Numidia. Macedonia is really bad as well, along with Raetia et Noricum, just in the Alps. We're then swiftly gonna go over and talk to C tier where we have quite a few more here. We can finally finish off Iberia with Hispania. The same for Aquitaine to the north. We have Suabia all the way up in Germania, touching that again. We also have Sicily. We have Libya with another wonder. Jehuda as well. Arabia Felix with the Great Dam of Marib. And that wonder itself, it's pretty trash with its expensive empire maintenance. We have Makkah and Haraiva all the way in the east, and to finish off with the rest of the steppes. I guess there's no wonder with the steppes being this bad. And all of the provinces now marked are not supposed to be considered as an economy province. They're still very valuable to you as they can be used for something different. Research and resources, food provinces such as Sicily or Bosporus, or maybe military. For example, both Cappadocia and Raetia et Noricum are excellent examples for good military provinces. They both have iron, they have 4 regions so you can build all the great temple buffs. They are in superb positions to defend your S tier provinces such as Asia Minor and Latium, as there is no doubt Latium is an S tier province, but we'll come back to that later. Because for now, we still need to talk about B tier, which is finally where you can consider it being an economy province, but still preferred something different. We're actually going to make this easy, going all the way from Syria up to Armenia, through Mada, ending in Pathava, because they are all B tier. Most of them are because of them having 4 regions, or others because of their resources themselves. Bactria as well, although disconnected from the others. It has great potential to become a decent economy, especially out in the eastern regions. Ethiopia in the south is very good as well. It could be even a consideration for Egypt, although they should most likely go for Asia Minor as that is pretty much close to them. Thrace is quite decent as well with their own wonder, but Again, it is more fitting for a military region. Lugia and Hirakina, they are both very strong as well, all the way up in Germania. They even have excellent resources. But the only reason they aren't higher is because they are landlocked and thus can't get any of that really spicy maritime commerce. There is also Britannia with Stonehenge, and that's just mostly because of the resources itself and the Stonehenge more being focused on agriculture. And last but not least, in B tier, we have Mauritania all the way in the south. It is an alright province, but simply not good enough compared to the others. It does have 3 ports though, which makes it quite valuable. Now we're going up to the more exciting ones. In A tier, starting off with Africa, most notably because it has 4 ports, with one of them actually being unique, and Carthage itself being an ancient capital. Extremely good. Same goes for Transalpine Gaul, with Massalia basically being the only reason it is this high up. It is an ancient capital almost, if not better, than Rome itself. Plus it also got a unique port, which really excels compared to many other regions. We have Gaul there too with the Great Wonder, making these 2 mentioned provinces excellent for the Celtic tribes to conquer. Dacia is truly one of the best. It has a wonder and can potentially be an even greater agricultural province, although that's not what we're looking for today. The only reason that isn't considered an S tier region is because it's landlocked as well. And lastly, in A tier, we have Mesopotamia with the Great Babylon Wonder. It is super strong and can really build up some great stuff. Well, that's it for A tier. Now, let's go over to the final part, being S tier. We're gonna start from the lowest of S tier and then slowly go up to the best. The worst of the 4 best is Hellas. It's got Sparta, Athens and Crete as well. It's only 3 regions, which kinda makes it bad. But all the 3 regions in this province are ancient capitals, and it makes it so much more powerful. Plus it has 2 ports. Next up we have Latium. Surprising for some, as most people know it is one of the best in the game. It doesn't have anything else going for it, except for Rome itself, which is quite a lot to be honest, but still not as good as Egypt, which is just above them, as Egypt have 2 wonders and a unique port along with it being an ancient capital. It really pumps up a lot of gold, and you should know this already from our 3rd video, as we basically used Egypt as an example. But the best of all is hands down Asia Minor, topping it off with their better wonders. They really help grow your commerce economy, and it makes it just go above and beyond. I believe Sumari told me it capped out at 250,000 or something. I'm not sure, but I can probably figure it out for the video. And other than that, the region is built with 2 ports and a lot of resources, one of the ports being unique as well. It is exceptional and in a great position for the most Hellenic factions to conquer. It is in the center of the map and should be a must conquer for all factions, if it's possible. Sumari also went out of his way to give an example of what provinces to go for depending on what culture you're from. He haven't touched on most of the eastern provinces or eastern cultures, only Romans, Greeks, Carthage and Celts. So for Rome, any 2 provinces, preferably the S tier provinces, are good enough, basically saying the world is your oyster. For the Hellenics, it is pretty obvious what to go for, Hellas for example, or Asia Minor. Egypt could be good as well, but if they are too far away from you, go for maybe Massalia or Mesopotamia depending on where you start your campaign. For Carthage, Africa itself is pretty much the best one, as it starts with your own culture dominating. For the Celts, it should probably be Gallia and Massalia, as their culture is pretty strong for you already, and they are in your nearest vicinity. All the way out the east, it's probably a bit different, but we haven't touched on those yet, so I will have to figure that out later. But that's pretty much everything for our tier list guide, and all the economy stuff you wanted to hear. or we wanted to tell. Hopefully you learned something, and maybe now your economy will be so good that you can even challenge the cheating Rome itself to be even more wealthy than them. Please let me know in the comments if you're gonna use this or not. Other than that, goodbye and spread happiness.